Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to cover how to build a powerful Ubuntu Minecraft server using Oracle's free cloud virtual machine platform. We'll cover how to set up the server, how to manage the server, and finally how to maintain the server. In this case, we'll cover setting up a Vault Hunter server, but the concepts will apply to most or many of the mod packs of your choosing from CurseForge. Hope you guys enjoy. Drop a comment below what you think of this guide and if I should cover anything else. Without further ado, let's jump right in. First off, you want to navigate to the link in the video description below to create a free Oracle account. Any links I use or mention will be in the description below for easy reference. However, keep in mind that these could change at any time going forward by the providers. So if they don't work, if you just do a quick Google search, you should be able to find it. After creating your account, you want to go to Instances and then Create Instance. That will bring you to this screen that I'm currently on. First of all, we will want to name our Minecraft server. You can leave everything else default. The security, it's up to you if you want to enable or disable the shielded instance. We're going to change the image to Ubuntu. Select the latest build. We'll change the shape to the ARM-based processor. We'll select it. Now this will look a little bit different than what you're seeing on my screen because I've already utilized the free resources. But as you can see here, it says always free eligible. And when I created mine, it was 2 CPU cores and 12 gigs of memory. So we'll go ahead and select that for now. The virtual NIC, if it doesn't already have anything populated, it will have you create one. Now you will want to save the SSH keys. These will act as your password when you go to access the server. So for instance, if you're currently setting this up on your desktop and the server has issues, you want to access it through your laptop while you're out and about, you will need this key file on your laptop in order to SSH into the server. Boot volumes, you will go ahead and just leave it default. If you want to enable these or disable them, that is totally up to you. And then afterwards, you'll just go ahead and click create. Now that the server is provisioned and running, we are going to SSH into the server to configure it. I'm going to be using OpenSSH, which runs through PowerShell. I've already populated what you will need to type in. It is SSH-I, and then the file path you have your private key saved at, and then followed by the name of the key, and then you'll need to enter the username, which is Ubuntu at, and then the public IP address of the server. Once you have that populated, you can go ahead and press enter. It will ask you if you are sure you want to connect. Go ahead and type in yes and press enter. Now that we're into the server, we're going to go ahead and update it. So we'll type in sudo apt update. Now we will run sudo apt upgrade. It will prompt you if you want to continue. Go ahead and type in Y and then enter. If you have any of these services should be restarted pop up, just go ahead and press tab and then enter. Once your updates are finished, you will want to configure the firewall on the server. So in order to do that, we will type in sudo ufw enable. I'm going to go ahead and type in Y and enter. This enables the firewall, as you can see. Now we need to configure the ports that will be used. So we'll type in sudo ufw allow 22/TCP. Now we're already SSH'd into the server, but I went ahead and added this just to make sure there would be no issues going forward. Now we need to add the Minecraft port that we will be using. So if you decide to use a different port than the default Minecraft server port, you will need to configure that accordingly. But the default one is 25565, so we will go ahead and add it. Sudo ufw allow 25565/TCP. Now we need to go ahead and make our directory that we're going to save all of our files in. So in order to do that, we do mkdir, which is make directory, and we'll just call this one Minecraft-server. Now we're going to go ahead and change directory, which is cd, and then Minecraft server. Now that we are in the directory, we're going to go ahead and install Java. In this case, you'll want to check which version you need for your server, but for Vault Hunter's 3rd edition, which is what we're covering, we will need Java version 17. So we're going to do sudo apt install openjdk-17-jre. Go ahead and type in yes and enter. Once the Java is installed, we will go ahead and install Forge as well. So in order to get Forge, you will need to navigate to their link. And then in this case, you'll want to double check which one your mod pack uses. But for Vault Hunters, Vault Hunters 3rd edition, we need 1.18.2. And so we'll select the download latest. So we'll select the installer. pop up an ad. You'll need to wait for the timer to run out in the top right hand corner, and it'll pop up the skip button. You want to right click it, select copy link, and we'll go back to our PowerShell, and we will type in wget space, and then just go ahead and right click to paste. In order to get the installer jar file, press enter. Now that it is saved, we want to run it. So we'll do java-jar. Then the easiest way to do it is if you hover over it like that, right click, that will copy it, and then right click again, we'll paste it. And then don't press enter yet. We want to do -- install server. Once that is finished, you can see at the bottom it says you can delete this installer file now if you wish. In order to do that, which I recommend, you go ahead and type in ls, which lists all the directories currently in this folder. You'll see this red one here. That is the one we can delete, so we'll just select it, right click, we'll type rm for remove, space, and then right click again to paste. That will delete the file. If you do ls again, you can see that it is removed. Now before we move the files for the mod into this folder, we need to configure a couple things on the server. So we'll do nano, and we were going to adjust the user JVM args text file. Now you want to go down to the bottom, remove the pound symbol, the XMX. This is going to be how many gigs of memory your server is going to be running. In this case, we have 12 total, so we'll just do like 8. And then you do Control X, save it, then you press Y, and then enter. Now we need to edit the run file. So we'll do nano run.sh, and then we need to go all the way to the bottom here to the far right and just add no GUI. Then we'll do Control X, Y, and then enter to save. Now that we've adjusted a couple of the server configuration files, we need to get the mod pack files and install them. In order to do that, you'll need to go to CurseForge and navigate to the Vault Hunters 3rd edition. Then you'll scroll down. At the bottom here, you'll see server packs. Now there is one here at the bottom, but if you check the date, it's a little older. So you want to get the most recent one, which is from, in this case, February 2nd, 2024. Here is the file name. Once you select it, it will go ahead and download it. Now in this case, the easiest way to configure and maintain the server is you will want to download FileZilla. I will add the link in the video description below for you to download it. Once you have FileZilla downloaded and installed, we want to click on File, Site Manager. Once you open up Site Manager, you'll want to create a new site. You want to type in the name, and then for the protocol, we're going to change it to SSH File Transfer Protocol. And for the host, you will just enter in the public IP address of the server. For the logon type, we're going to change it to a key file. The user, remember, is Ubuntu. And then this key file is that SSH key that we saved earlier and we used to SSH into the server. So you'll need to browse, click on the file to upload it into here, and then you just click connect. Now that I've connected to the server in FileZilla, you will see here the Minecraft server folder that we created earlier. So once you download the Vault Hunters 3rd edition server files, it will come as a zip file. You will need to extract that, and then upon extracting that, it will grant you these files here. So these files we are going to just copy from this folder, and we're going to move them into the Minecraft server folder. All right, now that all of our files are transferred, we want to go back to our SSH connection. Now we are going to go ahead and run the server. So we'll do ./run.sh. This will go ahead and start the server. Now this will fail because we have not accepted the EULA yet. As you can see here, it says you need to agree to the EULA. So we will do nano EULA.txt. We'll need to change it from false to true. We'll do Control X, Y, and enter to save. Now that we've accepted the EULA, we're going to go ahead and run the server again. Now this will start the server. It'll go through and start populating some files. Once your server is up and running, you want to go ahead and type in stop. The reason why we stopped it is because if you refresh here, you can see it populated a bunch of files. You'll see the server properties, which is what we need to adjust. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now to edit the server properties, we'll type in nano server.properties. And this will be the configuration that your server is running. So for instance, if you want to adjust the level name, or if you want to adjust how many max players there are, you know, if there's only going to be like 5 of you, you can see all the different ports. You can change the server port if you want to do that, which is down here at the bottom. If you're just leaving everything as default and you don't need to edit this, it is totally up to you. Now, if you edited the server properties file, you can just go ahead and run the server again. There is one thing I would highly suggest doing. Currently, right now, this is an open session within the server via SSH. Once you close this session out, it will shut down the server. Now, to combat this, you will need to install Tmux on the server. In order to install Tmux, you will need to run sudo apt install Tmux. And I'll add a link below in the video description to the Tmux website so you can kind of read on it and understand what it is. Now, once Tmux is installed, we want to run Tmux new-s for session, and then you want to name it. I just keep it nice and easy so I can distinguish it. So we'll just name this one Minecraft server. So this will create a new terminal session, and then we need to change directory to our Minecraft server folder. Now we can run the server in this session, and then we can disconnect and it will continue running. One thing to note, when you exit out of the SSH session and you go to reconnect, you will need to what they call attach to the Tmux session again. If you look on the link in the video description for the Tmux website, you will see it kind of explains how to use it. You'll see the reattaching to Tmux session. It'll explain to you what to do. All you need to type in is just Tmux attach -session -t and then the name of it. So, you know, we named ours Minecraft server in our instance. And so then after the -t, you would just put in that name and then press enter and it'll bring it back up. Now, before I get into a couple of things about the server that is good to know, we're going to adjust the networking portion. That way the server is open for friends to join. So now you need to navigate back to your dashboard, which you can just do by clicking the Oracle Cloud in the top left. Once you're on your dashboard, you want to click the 3 lines in the top left. You want to go to networking and then virtual cloud network, sorry. Then I have 2 of them here, one for the new server, one for the old server. And so I'm just going to show you how I currently have it configured. So you want to click on this virtual network, click on the subnet, click on the default security list, and then you will have some of these already pre-populated. Go ahead and copy these if none of these are currently populated. Mainly these 2 right here, the TCP and the UDP. And then notice how the destination port range, in my case, I changed my server port to 25569. If you kept it as default as 25565, enter that port number there. And then remember, in order for people to join your Minecraft server once you have this configured, all they will need to do is type in the public IP address for the server, followed by a colon, and then the port number that you configured for the server. Now that our server is up and running, there is one cool thing that comes with the Vault Hunters pack, and that is FTB Backups. The mod is called FTB Backups 2. I'll add a link in the video description below so you can check it out to easily access the commands if you ever forget them. But essentially what it does is it takes backups of the servers. In order to do this, you just do /backup and then create. And then an alternative one you can do that is a little bit quicker is you can do a quick snapshot. I usually tend to do these before I run a vault, just in case I die, and you need to revert if you don't want to lose your stuff, or if there's an issue with the server, whatever you want to do. Another thing to keep in mind, backups will be saved in the backups folder. You can easily download them, unzip them, and then in order to revert back to a previous backup, all you need to do is stop the server. So remember, in order to do that, you'll just type stop here when you're SSH'd into it, and then you will delete the world folder and then repopulate it with the world folder from your backup. And then you start the server back up, and then you have reverted back to the previous save. Another thing to know, if in the future there are any updates to the Vault Hunter pack, I will add a link in the video description below to the Vault Hunters subreddit. They have an excellent guide on what folders you need to delete and repopulate with the new folders in order to update your server. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if there's anything I didn't miss, or if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will do my best to help. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.